RCR is in trouble. That's not a rumor or a whisper behind the scenes. That's exactly what team owner Richard Childress said out loud on the radio for everyone to hear. We are in trouble. We have got to get some race cars. Period. It was right after the Dover race. Kyle Busch had just finished in 11th place. Not bad, right? But not good enough. Not even close. Especially when the top 8 spots were swallowed up by Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick Motorsports. They didn't just win the race, they owned it. Every lap, every restart, every strategy call. And Richard Childress saw the writing on the wall. Let me explain. For most of the race, Busch was hanging in the top 10. He had speed, he had skill. But late in the race, he lost spots. Still, he battled back and got 11th. Respectable? Sure. But this isn't a sport that rewards pretty good. It rewards dominance. And right now, RCR isn't even in the same league as the teams at the top. So when Childress got on the radio and said, "We are in trouble," it wasn't about one race. It was about the bigger picture. RCR is falling behind, and not just by a little. Kyle Busch is a 2-time Cup Series champ. One of the best drivers on the track. But since he joined RCR, no wins, 2 seasons, 0 checkered flags. That's not a Kyle Busch problem. That's a car problem. And fans know it. They've been saying it, yelling it, wondering why RCR can't give one of the best drivers in the sport the kind of ride he needs to win. Right now, Busch is sitting 15th in the points. Not awful, but not where he should be. He's hanging on because he's good enough to drag that car into contention, but he shouldn't have to do that. Childress's radio call might have been more than frustration. It might have been a warning. Because here's the catch. RCR picked up Busch's contract for next season. But after that, he's a free agent. If they can't prove they can compete, if they can't show progress, why would Busch stay? Other teams will be watching, waiting. And if they offer faster cars and a better chance to win, he could be gone. It gets deeper. This offseason, RCR brought in new staff from Stewart-Haas Racing. Engineers, crew chiefs, you name it. Austin Dillon, Childress's own grandson, got a new crew chief. Chase Briscoe's former guy. And what did it change? Nothing. Dillon's still struggling. He's been 29th, 32nd, and now 28th in points over the last 3 years. The only time he looked halfway decent was at Richmond. And he still didn't win. It would be easy to blame the drivers. But the problems go deeper than that. RCR builds its own engines through ECR engines. They supply motors not just to themselves, but to Trackhouse Racing and Cowlig Racing too. And now other teams are starting to speak out. AJ Allmendinger from Cowlig? He's had 2 blown engines this year, and he's not happy about it. Trackhouse drivers? They're saying they can't find the speed either. When multiple teams with the same engines are all struggling, that points to a much bigger issue. The engines might be holding everyone back. It doesn't matter how good your driver is, how smart your crew chief is, or how perfect your pit stops are. If your motor doesn't have the horsepower, you're not catching Hendrick. You're not catching Gibbs. You're stuck in the middle, or worse. And now, with the playoffs getting closer, the pressure is getting higher. There are only 5 races left before the cutoff. Every point matters. Every position counts. Busch is 39 points below the cut line. He's made up ground. A few races ago, he was more than 70 back. So he's fighting. He's clawing. But if someone below him wins a race, he might be out. And with RCR's cars the way they are now, that's a real possibility. So what does Childress do now? He's made it clear. Something has to change. But will it be enough? Can RCR fix their engine program in time? Can they make the kind of leap they need before Kyle Busch makes his own big decision? Part 2 is where things get even more intense, because there's more to this than just points and engines. The future of RCR might be hanging on the edge of a blade, and we're just getting started. Because behind all of this, there's something even bigger: pride. Richard Childress has been part of NASCAR forever. He watched Dale Earnhardt win championships in his cars. He knows what winning feels like. He's built dynasties. But right now, that legacy is being tested. You can hear it in his voice. When a man like that says we're in trouble, it shakes the ground. It's not just about falling behind. It's about losing the respect that RCR once commanded. It's about becoming just another team, one that no longer strikes fear on the track. The decisions ahead are not small. Fixing the engine shop isn't a quick job. It takes months, maybe years. But Childress doesn't have that kind of time. Not if he wants to keep Kyle Busch. Not if he wants to stay relevant. Then there's the Austin Dillon problem. How long can the team continue backing a driver who hasn't been competitive in years? Even if he is family. It's a question nobody at RCR wants to ask out loud. But it's there, hanging in the air like smoke from a blown motor. Sponsors are watching, fans are grumbling. Other drivers are taking notes, and the clock is ticking. Every race left in the season is a test. Every qualifying run, every stage point, every pit stop. If Busch can squeak into the playoffs, maybe that buys them time. Maybe that quiets the storm. But if he misses, if RCR watches from the sidelines, this offseason could be a war zone. There could be big changes in the garage, new hires, firings, engine overhauls, maybe even bigger shocks. What if Kyle Busch leaves? What if ECR Engines loses its customers? What if Childress has to admit that the team needs a full reset? These are the questions that matter now. Not because they're fun to ask, but because RCR's entire future might depend on the answers. And in a sport where speed is everything, the clock isn't just ticking, it's roaring. So now we turn to you. Will Kyle Busch give RCR another chance? Can Richard Childress find a way to turn this ship around? Or are we witnessing the slow, painful fall of one of NASCAR's greatest teams? Let us know what you think, because this story, it's far from over. And one more thing, history doesn't remember the teams that gave up. It remembers the ones that clawed their way back, against all odds. The ones that made bold moves when everything seemed lost. Right now, RCR is standing at that crossroad. They can fix what's broken, fight for every inch, and prove they still belong at the top. Or they can fade away into the background. There's still time, but not much. The fans are watching, the competitors are circling. And Kyle Busch? He's waiting to see who RCR really is. So buckle up. The next few weeks aren't just about making the playoffs. They're about rewriting the future of Richard Childress Racing. Everything is on the line now. Every lap, every call, every decision. And the storm's just getting started. So, what do you think? Can RCR achieve it? Have they still got the right combination with Busch behind their wheel? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.